Welcome back to Business Over Breakfast. My name is Ben Barber.
My name is Lori Chitari. Hi, Ben.
Good morning, Lori. How are
It
you?
wasn't so long sometimes.
What'd you say?
I wish my name wasn't so long sometimes. It's kind of like, I feel like it slows us down.
It's only one more syllable than mine, right?
Yeah, you're right.
It's two more. Lori Chitari. It's 5 syllables. I have 3. Okay, you're right. Shorten your name.
All right.
Get your stuff together, Lori.
Lori
Shorten that name.
Lori
GT.
All right. we have such an exciting show today. I have to tell you, we have a number of things coming up. I'm getting a little feedback somewhere. And our show, we just have to jump into it because we have like what I would consider a Rhode Island icon. I don't know when you become an icon. It's relatively contemporary organization, Social Enterprise Greenhouse. And then we're going to move right into our Q&A on branding.
All right, let's go. Let's introduce our guests.
All right. So Social Enterprise Greenhouse is what I would consider Rhode Island's place to go. So we are Rhode Island. We are very small. We know where to go. So there are specific places that we go for specific reasons. And if you are an entrepreneur looking to make social impact, there is one place to go in Rhode Island. And so here we have a great team from Social Enterprise Greenhouse organization. Thank you so much for joining us, Kelly, Ruthie, and Rachel. And so let's start off. Kelly is the CEO of Social Enterprise Greenhouse, and she is, so we're talking about branding later. So we know that Kelly is like the brand, even though Social Enterprise Greenhouse is its own brand. But you guys are doing amazing work, and I want to thank you all for being with us here this morning. It's really cool that we can jump in. I'm just going to outline what we're doing today. We're talking about a new program. And I was saying before the show that our work with Social Enterprise Greenhouse really solidified and cemented our ideas around being sure that Shop Local Rhode Island was both in English and in Spanish. And so, my Spanish is so bad, but I have a lot of strong ties to Colombia. I was born in Colombia, and so I felt like that was really important. This is probably an opportunity to say to our audience, my dad was the person that brought the first 5 Colombians to Rhode Island, and he employed them in his textile mill many years ago in the 60s. So I feel such an affinity for the Pawtucket Central Falls area, which we're going to hear a little bit about. So Kelly, I would love for you to just give us an overview of what it means to be an entrepreneur moving into social impact and a background of your organization.
Great. Well, first off, Lori, thank you so much for having us. And thank you so much for all the work that you do. And, I'm so excited about our continued collaboration. So just a brief overview about Social Enterprise Greenhouse. We're a nonprofit. We've been doing what we do for a little over 12 years now. And the whole idea of the organization is we want to support individuals and organizations that want to build businesses that make our communities better and stronger. And these businesses can be nonprofits or for-profits. What we try to do is really meet entrepreneurs where they're at with the programs and services that are most beneficial, given the life cycle of the organization, the location, and the language in which that business or entrepreneur is most comfortable operating. And so we have a whole menu of programs and services. We have cohort-based programs, an ideator, an incubator, an accelerator. So we're serving entrepreneurs and businesses from, someone who is sort of thinking like, hey, I have an idea. I might be interested in launching something. all the way to scale. And then we have a number of other services. We have a loan fund. We're about to launch a micro grant fund in 2022. We have a co-working space in the Jewelry District in Providence, and we also operate out of co-working spaces, the Rail in Pawtucket, Central Falls border, Innovate Newport in Newport, and we recently opened a new storefront in collaboration with a number of other business support organizations at 222 Manton Ave in Central Providence. So yeah, that's basically it in a nutshell.
And oh, that's it?
That's yeah.
Okay.
Do more, guys, please.
Oh man, that's great. That's fantastic. I think I spent the day yesterday on video with an organization that does carbon sequestration. This is a company out of Kansas, and it's prairiefood.com. And they're doing some amazing biotech stuff, but the whole day was people, planet, profit. People, planet, profit. And I love the concept of the idea that we can do good things and still deliver profit and prosperity to the people that are running those organizations. I think it's amazing.
Yeah.
And that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing here. You know, it's not easy.
No, and for me, it's really exciting because, you know, I've been in this field for a long time, and I remember back to the time when, you know, the social entrepreneurs were sort of seen as the tree huggers, not,
Right.
you know, not real businesses. And
Yeah.
the truth of the matter is now, this is the way business is moving. It's so exciting. I mean, we know that there are major challenges on our planet. With our people, and this is just sort of the way that I think when people are considering starting a business, they do think about that double or triple bottom line.
Right.
So I'm so excited about those trends. It's just really necessary.
It really is. It really is. I think about we've talked about this. People have said to me, oh, why isn't Shop Local Rhode Island a nonprofit? You need to make it a nonprofit. And we've talked about going back and forth with that. And I think this idea of a business can do good stuff for everybody and not have to be in a different business category to be able to pull that off. And so little by little, I think that will change. So Ruthie, let's, I don't know, Kelly, do you want to introduce Ruthie?
Sure. So Ruthie Rodriguez, we got to work with Ruthie started working during the pandemic, and she is our outreach extraordinaire, doing great work across the state, but particularly focused on Pawtucket, Central Falls, and now Central Providence, and really trying to get the word out about our programs and services and build relationships. And you know, for us, it's all about really, again, trying to meet businesses where they're at and really understand what their needs are. So so excited to have Ruthie on the team, and both Ruthie and Rachel are fluent in Spanish, and offering our programs and services in Spanish is a priority. So I'll turn it over to Ruthie to talk a little bit more about the work she's doing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, welcome, Ruthie.
Thank you. Welcome. Thank you, Kelly. Yes, so I am the manager of outreach in Spanish program, like Kelly said, and working in the Pawtucket and Central Falls area, just going out and meeting the businesses, building relationships, telling them about the program. And it's been a huge success for me, because just building those relationships with those businesses and talking about our programs and seeing how excited they are, because most of these small businesses do not know of the resources that are out there, especially the Latin community. Mm-hmm. So it's been a good experience. I've met a lot of people along the way, made new friends, and just to see the businesses when they get these services and how their how their business grows as a result to it, and the feedback that we get, it's amazing. So I just love the outreach. I'm a people's person, so I just love
Yeah,
the
it's
outreach.
great. I
Yeah.
did a day of outreach with Sandra Cano, who is one of the state reps, and Oscar, the head of the Hispanic Chamber.
Mhm.
And that was Rachel. I was hoping that you were going to join us that day, but we went to a number of businesses, and it was really fun to just be in that space and talk to businesses. And some actually one of the businesses, the Heel Room in that area, has their products up now on Shop Local Rhode Island, and I can see that they're getting sales. So this idea that businesses can put their products up and they can run their back end shop in Spanish is really cool. And it's going to be like, I'm putting a plug in there because it's the cheapest way that businesses that sell products and services can get e-commerce going. And so I really appreciate that you're out there every day. I much prefer to be working in my office by myself and talk. I'm much more of an introvert than that.
Yeah. But it's just getting out there and just talking to people, meeting people. It's just seeing their reaction after the services are done. It's just amazing, and I enjoy it.
What are you hearing from businesses? Is there like a common theme that you're hearing in this new environment of doing business?
In the Pawtucket and Central Falls area, you mean?
Yeah, I mean, I think through the pandemic, things were closed and then open, and then we had specific standards for how people were able to enter businesses. I'm just curious if you're hearing some common theme as we move out of the summer and into cooler weather.
Kelly.
I can try to respond to that. As we mentioned, we were thanks to an amazing partnership with Commerce RI, we were able to have some resources to do additional outreach. And so we were boots on the ground, knocking on doors, trying to understand what businesses need. And there are a lot of needs. I mean, definitely understanding and navigating COVID-related resources that have become available. Lots of businesses, didn't have a web presence and wanted a web presence. So that's definitely where Shop Local, I think, can play a really significant role for many businesses.
Yeah.
So sort of enhancing, a virtual web presence.
Right.
And then, really just very practical needs. So that's one thing we've tried to, just make sure that we are responding in the most efficient way to the needs that businesses have, because people are just stretched very thin now. And so we've learned a lot in terms of what our specific needs, and I guess one of our best assets at Social Enterprise Greenhouse is we have this network of 250 expert volunteers. So we can provide businesses legal support if they need it. We can provide accounting support. We can, we have marketing experts in our volunteer network. So sometimes it's like these one-on-one meetings that are just, what a business might need.
That's fantastic. So yeah, so it's so funny because I keep, when you do this kind of work, it's like, we can help. And I feel like that strongly. So I would say, Ruthie, when you're out there, know that the directory listings on Shop Local Rhode Island are free, and it gives every business a one-page website, for lack of a better term, that they can change and update and send that link out to their own customers, or put photos up there. And that's the free part of Shop Local Rhode Island. But it does, if someone's searching for something particular, you want the business to come up. So yeah, I think it's a platform. It's a giving platform. That's kind of what I think about. So Rachel, so let's move on to the program that you're working on. And if you could give a little bit of background, I reached out to Rachel because I saw what you were doing on Instagram and putting out the information around the CFPT initiative. And then we kind of got together and started doing some really cool stuff there. So welcome so much. Welcome to the program, because I feel like, you're kind of the behind the scenes making everything work and in the community. And it's been great to work with you. So thanks for pulling it all together so quickly.
Thank you so much. It's great to be here and to see you. And it was so much fun to work on the Buy Local campaign with you and our other collaborators. So I'm really happy to be here, and I would love to share a little bit about the program that we are currently working on. So my name is Rachel, and I work on program development at SEG. I am one of the AmeriCorps Vistas there. And so we are launching a Spanish incubator program. So this will be our third one that the organization has hosted. And it's a 5-week virtual business education program featuring evening workshops. So it'll run from 6 to 8 p.m. on Tuesdays from October 19th until November 30th. So with a week for Thanksgiving as a break, and with an orientation on October 12th. And it is designed for motivated, coachable entrepreneurs who are in the early stages of an idea or launching their business. And it will really just give entrepreneurs those skills to be able to plan and put their ideas out into the world. So we will have an introduction to what social enterprise is, defining your value proposition, how to plan your business, and a workshop on finance and fundraising. And so I'm really excited. I'm working really closely with Ruthie to design and recruit for the program now. And we're accepting applications on a rolling basis. So the soft close is October 5th.
And so if some business is listening and they want to apply, where should they send their application? Can we find it on the website?
Yeah, so it is on the website. If you go to our programs, we have a tab for the Spanish incubator. It's La Incubadora, and you can just find it right on the website. The one in Spanish, en Español.
Great.
Right there.
Oh, that's great. That's great. I also think it's a really good time of year, too, for businesses that, well, I mean, in the corporate world, this was kind of like budget season. The summer's over. We have to figure out what we're doing next year. But I think it's a great time for businesses to start thinking, what do I want the next year to look like? How am I planning it? And then, of course, how do I attach financing and investment to it? Yeah, it's very valuable. Do you have businesses? Will you take as many businesses as possible? Do you have a limit?
So right now we have a couple applications coming in and definitely more to come. And we're looking for as many people who want to apply. Please apply. We don't have a specific limit, but if we do reach something like 20, 25, we might have them take the next one. But this definitely isn't going to be the last program that we run. So we're definitely going to have more.
No, that's great. And so we send out a newsletter every week to our 2,000 businesses. And so we will be sure to have this video on, and people can learn about it. And we'll do a little bit of a profile to get the businesses to contact you. So we will just send them right over. I think the work you do is amazing. And, in 2015, I quit my corporate role of 12 years flying around the world and having a blast, but I was tired. And the first thing I did, this is kind of crazy, but I called Social Enterprise Greenhouse. And it was so long ago. I don't even know what I was calling about, but I knew that you were all doing great work. And so it's so wonderful to kind of come together in this way. And I really appreciate your time this morning. So thanks for being so quick to get together and tell the public about what you're doing. And we will just keep rolling and support you. And I know we support each other in the work. So I really thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for having
Thank
us.
you so much, Lori.
Yeah, thank you for
You're
having me.
welcome. Have a great day. Enjoy this amazing weather.
You too.
All right.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks, guys. All right. So, front and center here. Yeah. So, Ben, what do you think?
They are just amazing. Obviously, you hear a lot about Social Enterprise Greenhouse, and I've gotten to do events where they were talking to other people, and I was behind the scenes and not, a part of it. But definitely like one of the most exciting organizations to watch in Rhode Island, and so many good things coming out of one place is just fantastic. So thank you to all three of you and to everyone at the team.
Yeah, no, it's really amazing. I really love their work, and I say I love it, and I don't know probably 80% of what they do.
How could you? I don't understand how they know 80% of what they do. It's so many wonderful things.
But I think they had to have started the business with a big vision. And, like any business, I mean, she said 12 years. Kelly Ramirez, the CEO, started it 12 years ago. And so here's what it looks like 12 years later. So for the vision that any business has for what they can be, this time's going to go by no matter what. So you might as well jump on to what you want to create and what your vision is for your business, and just take it one step at a time. Start moving. There's my Ted Lasso coaching for the morning. I'm gonna send you the yellow banner.
Listen, Dave's mom made that for me, so I have to leave it. I have to leave it.
Right.
Do I wish it was yellow between us? Yes. But I gotta leave it.
Yeah.
I want the yellow one. I want the yellow one, but whatever. Actually, they have there's a phrase in Latin that they have next to the believe sign in Ted Lasso, and I want that.
What is it?
Let me find it. Why don't you introduce the thing, and I'll
The thing.
Yeah, the second portion of this.
Yeah. So
sorry. Okay, here it is. It's I'm gonna butcher this because I don't speak Latin. It says Gradarius firmus victoria, which translates to slow and steady wins the race. It's the motto of AFC Richmond.
You know what? That's such a great segue into branding.
Yes.
Because I think that so every month, we do this Q&A, and we want to talk about branding today, and we only have a short time today. So we always get cut off. We got cut off on our customer service one. Now we're going to get cut off on branding. But I think it's so important, because in business, when we do business coaching, I can see when businesses grow super fast, they can crash, and they crash. Well, I hate to use a Rhode Island business, but I think immediately about Alex and Ani, and a business that was started and grew so super fast, and then there were so many internal problems, and then they just filed for bankruptcy. They got sold. I mean, they do walk away with a whole chunk of money, but they also, in my mind, just grew too fast. And I've seen it. I've seen it when businesses start moving. And so there's a speed at which businesses need to create who they want to be, what they are, and that is the brand. And so
absolutely,
like I think about Social Enterprise Greenhouse, they've created such a brand. Like if someone sat down and said, I want to name my business Social Enterprise Greenhouse. I mean, it's so cool, but we just say it now. Like in Rhode Island, Social Enterprise Greenhouse, that is the brand. We know what that means. It means entrepreneurial success around social impact. And that's really all we need to know.
Right.
How would you define brand?
Reputation.
Yeah.
It's your, you know, it is marketing. It's what you want from. So if that sign was yellow behind me, right?
Mm-hmm.
If that sign was yellow behind me, no one would ever question what it meant.
Right.
People would look at it and immediately they would think Ted Lasso.
Right.
That show as a brand is about positivity. It's about believing. It's about the best in people. It's about being kind to one another, right?
Yeah.
And people know it now because of that. And it's on not a network.
Right.
It's on Apple TV Plus, which is something that most people did not have.
Yeah. Well, now they do.
Yeah, and so the way that show branded itself and stayed true to everything about it, and even the dark times have turned into good ones, and now like we're in the middle of season 2 and it's really dark, but like there's light, and whatever, and but that's so it's a reason why like you just buy Nikes.
Yeah.
Right. So that's where
or not.
Right. But like
either way, it's your brand, right? It's your reputation.
It's what you identify with. It's what you believe it. That, if you're in a store and you want a quality cereal, there's really no difference essentially between Cheerios and Stop and Shop Honey Oat, whatever, circles.
Yeah.
But you buy the Cheerios because it's Cheerios.
Right.
So that's so brand is your reputation. It's it's what people know. You know what I mean? That's how I would define that.
I like that, because I think that it's almost like it has to create the feeling. It has to, there's an emotion or a knowledge that's attached to that reputation. And it's almost like culture, right? What is that thing about? And I love Brene Brown's definition for culture. It's just the way we do things around here, with her great Texas accent or Southern accent. But I think that brand is a lot like that. When you see a logo or the name of a company, you have a sense of a lot of other ideas about what that is, what that thing is. I wrote a blog many years ago about looking at a business almost like an organism, where within the business, everything needs to support each other. It needs to create the overarching brand of a particular business. And when we do social media marketing, we look at it. Does this brand align across the board in everything that this company puts out externally? And it's up to the leadership of the business to make sure that the external brand is the same as the internal brand. Because some businesses can be really different on the way they portray their external view.
So that's something that I was thinking about when we were talking to the people at Social Enterprise Greenhouse, is that right now, and Bo Burnham takes it down hilariously and pointedly in his special Inside, the song That Funny Feeling, one of the things, like Bugle's take on race, do we need to know the company Bugle, the Bugles, like the chip that you eat, whatever, the corn thing? Do we need to know their take on race? Like, and And those things seem, if what you're doing, if you're trying to cash in on these social issues, and your company is not anything to do with any of that, if you're Apple making phones in China, and then you're saying like a bunch of things that don't line up with the stuff that your company is doing, and then it's disingenuous, and then like you're trying to build brand, but like it's potentially hurting you because
you're like muddying up the ideas that built your brand in the first place.
So that's why I think like I think like I was thinking about that with Social Enterprise Greenhouse, because these organizations that start with a pure intent and build themselves with a pure intent, and build that, bake that into their brand from the beginning, win in the long run more so than because it's not pandering. It doesn't come across as pandering to all of a sudden care. And most of these companies, like, they should care about racial issues. They should care about the environment. They should do all of these things that they want to do and want to promote. And I encourage all of that, because giving $5 billion to charity as a publicity stunt is still giving $5 billion to charity. So please keep doing it. But but I think that like people can see when things are authentic, and they can see when they're not. And if you think of your brand as a reputation, and we're talking to small business owners, so these small business owners don't have to worry necessarily about like being the big corporate greedy people who are disingenuous and whatever. So like if you're, whatever it is, whatever your story is, whatever you're helping, whatever you're doing, like telling your story in that way and making your reputation what it is great. Just be authentic.
Yeah. I think that's the thing. A lot of people think that they can get away with doing the business thing or the more trendy thing or acting in a certain way. And if it's not authentic, I feel like there's a break in the messaging that goes external, and nobody will ever see that. Nobody will ever say, "Oh, there's the break. It's inauthentic," but it'll get across no matter what.
Yep. Yeah. So how would you, and do we have questions that we're not answering right now?
I do not have questions.
Okay, cool. So here's my question for you is, from your years of experience working with small, medium, and large businesses, if you were either an established or a new business right now in Rhode Island, how would you go about spending the next 6 months to a year to establish your brand, if it's one that is not extremely well known?
Well, so one of the things that I think is really important is business owners need to spend the time and the energy, excuse me, it's just a fall allergies. Business owners need to spend the time, more the time, to really think through what they want to do first and foremost. Because a lot of businesses get, it sounds so cliche, don't work in your business, work on your business. But that cliche is really important. So to have the time to sit back, to learn, what do I want to think through? One of the things that I do with businesses is I do discovery sessions that are like mini strategy sessions. And I can see that the businesses that really spend the time on thinking through, I can't tell you how many business owners will say, wow, I haven't thought about this stuff in a really long time. Or, oh, that's a really good question. I'm not sure how to answer that. And my response is, okay, let's get the answer, because you don't want to move forward without those answers about what you want to be, where you want to spend your time. So I think outlining that, and what Rachel said, she said, looking at these programs, what's the value prop of your business? How do you plan for that? And how do you invest in that? And I think that this is, it's kind of weird that I keep going back to people, planet, profit. It's what are the people doing? What are their responsibilities? The profit is how much do you want to grow? What do you actually need? Like for businesses, what's your monthly nut, right? How does your brand support what you really want to bring into your business? And is it supporting what you want to bring in? And if it's not, then let's look at how you're marketing your business. How are you pulling people in? Because here's another thing too. A lot of businesses think that it's about like, we do this, and then we do this, and then we do this, and then, and instead of being the business that you want to be and drawing people in, making sure that you're speaking to the audiences that really want and need the thing that you do. And then what does that look like? So that's kind of a long answer, but it really is about like setting the direction and the tone for what kind of profit you want to make.
That's a wonderful point.
You have a short answer?
No, I think so.
What would that's a great question though. So I would say to you, what do you think about that for businesses that want to know what should they do in the next 6 months? Did you say 6 months to a year?
Yeah, 6 months to a year. I would say this, meet people where they are. So when you're a small business or medium, any size business, organization, any brand, right? And it could be a personal brand, it could be whatever. I told a client last year, I think, that, you know, you can make something great. You can make a wonderful thing, I could be selling this, this Roku remote, right? Let's just call this like a thingamabob. Okay. I made the best thingamabob in the world.
Yep.
And I have decided to sell it out of my house, or this business. This room is my business, and I make the best of this ever.
And you're selling it on Shop Local,
And I'm
just for the record.
And I'm selling it out of this business first.
Okay.
So here's what I can do. I can go stick a sign on my door that says I got the best thingamabobs in the world. And the people that walk by my door might see it. And then some of those people will come in, and then some of those people will buy.
Mm-hmm.
But that's it. Or I can put some flyers on my road, and then maybe a little bit more people will see it. And then some of those people will come in, and then maybe a little bit more of those people will buy. Or I can go to the mall and I can stick a flyer there, and I can say, hey, come on down, you know, and then a little bit more people and a little bit more people. But it depends on like where the people are and where the attention is for that. So right now, where is the people? Where are the attention? How can you get people to come to your business?
Mm-hmm.
How can you get people to buy your thingamabobs? How can you, whatever it is, right?
Yeah.
So I was talking to, so you have to learn Facebook, especially for local, especially for Rhode Island. You have to learn Facebook and Instagram.
Right.
You should know stories. You should know reels. You should most certainly know reels and TikToks right now, because it's underpriced attention. Obviously, like if you're a B2B business and you're only a B2B business, then you should look up LinkedIn strategies, and it depends on who your market is and all of that stuff. But if you're a general B2C, whatever, you need to know Facebook and Instagram right now, because that's where people live on these. Yeah. We live on this phone.
I know, it's so crazy. It's kind of ridiculous.
It's insane. So you have to know those strategies, and then you have to like to put in a little bit of work to figure out how you communicate best. And if you communicate best by writing, then take a picture and make sure that that copy is very long. You can write a very long Instagram post. If you communicate best by video, then you should really take advantage of Reels and TikToks, and you should learn how to geolocate, and you should do that stuff. Like it's about what it is, and you do not have to worry about, you can document what you're doing more so than create fun in like like you and I had this conversation the other day, and also I'm going to say this. I had a conversation with a really good friend last night who's a successful YouTuber and Twitch streamer. And we were talking for a very long time, and we were like, okay, so he's starting to get business, like hosting other things and doing other things. And it was like, how do you like 10x your possibility, right? Because there's so many different avenues for you, but like, how are you doing it?
Yeah.
And it was like, well, he already puts out an ungodly amount of content. There's a YouTube video every day. There's like 5 streams on
I'm
Twitch
taking
every week,
notes.
whatever. And the thing that we came up with was hire an editor, because you're at the point where you physically can't do this more. Hire an editor to take the stuff that you're already doing, your 1 to 3 YouTube videos a day that you're already putting out, hire someone to watch it, cut it for time to these little bits, then send it back to you. Then you post it and contextualize it on these platforms that are getting a lot of underpriced attention right now, specifically Reels and TikToks and Shorts on YouTube as well. Everybody wants to. Reels and Shorts their only existence is to compete with TikTok, because TikTok is taking over the world of social media by storm. It surpassed YouTube as the most spent time on. Yeah.
Woo! Wow.
So like it's important. It's really important, and it's not a thing for 13-year-olds anymore.
Yeah. Do you know what's going on with Clubhouse? Because I feel like I was so loving it, and then it just kind of, for me, it kind of fell away. And I'm just curious because, we don't hear about that so much.
So Clubhouse, audio is important. Like these audio rooms are important. And if you're selling thingamabobbs, Clubhouse is probably not a great option for you anyway. But if you're in the service business or you're whatever, then or you're a speaker or whatever you might be marketing,
right?
Clubhouse can be very important to you. Clubhouse is a networking app. It's an audio-based app. And almost immediately Twitter brought out Twitter Spaces, and Facebook has Facebook Rooms now. And those are meant specifically to compete with Clubhouse. Clubhouse is wonderful. One of the things I know that I and a bunch of people that I met on Clubhouse, once the weather got warmer and we all went outside and we all started doing other things and everybody got vaccinated, people started spending a lot less time on Clubhouse. So so I think that will pick back up in the winter. It's still going strong. There's a growing NFT community on Clubhouse. There's there's sports. There's a lot of stuff that can happen.
We have got to get your NFT guy on here. We said that we were gonna have a show on NFTs, and I'm really curious about that.
I think that there's a lot of potential there for small businesses in the future, and the future is now. But I think that mainly like written word, video, and photographs are the medium, and spoken word podcasts are the mediums of the day. And like, you have to figure out how you best communicate in those and tell the story of your business, because brand is reputation and reputation is storytelling.
All right. You're going to love this. We're going to end this show with this, because then everybody will know what to do. So here we go. Branding is reputation and storytelling. See, the date is right there, September 21st. Okay. Do your research. Think about what you want. Educate yourself on how you're going to get there. Make a plan. What's your monthly nut? What do you want your monthly nut to be? And then how do you communicate best what you do? You want to draw people in. So do you write? Do you video? Do you talk? Do you take photographs? So learn about yourself and your business and be authentic. So there's the branding lesson of the day. What do you think of that? Did I miss something?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. I think that if you follow those things, then you're good. I mean, and we have these conversations all the time. Like
Yeah.
you and I and Danielle had a conversation last week when we got off the air
Yeah.
about those things and about how you do it. Like if you're comfortable with it, turn the camera on yourself.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
It's not hard. Show people, if you have a restaurant, take a video of the
Yeah.
burger on the grill.
No, it's
Like,
great.
you got this.
The burger on the grill.
So thank you.
I think that's our new, put the burger on the grill. That's the branding story today.
Yes, let people in, and also wonderful thing that you can do.
Go
Go to
shopping.
shoplocalrhodeisland.com and sign up for shoplocalrhodeisland.com if you are a business and you have anything to sell, goods to sell, services to sell, anything. It's a one-stop shopping marketplace for Rhode Island. And if you do have things that ship,
Yeah.
it's an absolutely wonderful opportunity. And remember, if you're looking to buy, go to shoplocalrhodeisland.com because it's all of the convenience and none of the guilt.
All the convenience, none of the guilt.
Thanks, Lori.
Thank you, Ben. Have a great